Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be on me installing this pink curly full lace wig, and also how I get my parts to be very neat, straight, and flat. So if you want to learn how to get straight, neat parts, or you just want to watch me install this beautiful wig, definitely continue watching. So when I like to pluck, I always like to pluck out a line, and I like to pluck behind that line, so I'm not plucking from the direct front and causing it to be too bald. I always go back at the front after I've gone behind that line to pluck. And as you can see now, I'm plucking from the front. When you pluck, you just want to pluck straight back in uneven motion so you don't have a hairline that is too uniform. I prefer something a bit irregular because it's going to look more natural. Now, on to how we get this nice middle part to be neat and straight. The first thing you're going to want to do is grab your rat tail comb, the metal end, and you're going to want to part all the way down the middle. When I like to do middle parts, I like to go as far back as the middle of the head because I just feel like that looks the most natural and it gives me the best results with the middle part. Obviously, if your frontal does not go back that far, you obviously can't, but just go as far back as you can to get the best results. So I'm just going to be using my two fingers, my middle and pointer finger, to make sure everything is smoothed out and I can see. And the point is I can see and you guys can't because my hand was in the way. I should have recorded this from a better angle, but I'm just going and plucking down that line and taking all of the knots that are actually in the part out so that we have no knots on that part. After we have everything all plucked out, we're going to go in with our trusty hot comb. My favorite is this Andis plug-in hot comb that I got off of Amazon. It gets really hot really fast and it is perfect for smoothing out the roots like you guys see here. Now I prefer to do this off the client's head because this can get a bit hot and you don't want to burn your client or yourself, so I prefer to do it on the wig head. Sometimes I will go in after on my client and just lightly do it if I still feel like it's not flat enough, but it usually gets the job done. Now we have her skin all cleaned with alcohol. I'm just putting this wig on her head to see where I'm going to go in and lay down my glue. If you aren't good with eyeballing, you can always use a white eyeliner pencil to just go ahead and dot out and mark out where you need to put that glue. But with me, I'm really good with eyeballing, so I just like to look at my client's forehead and see where I'm going to apply that glue. And the first thing we're going to do to prep her skin after we go in with that alcohol is going to use the Bold Hold Skin Protect, which is going to make sure that this frontal can last as long as possible. It has an antiperspirant in it, which is going to stop her from sweating, and it's going to just make this skin protected with a nice layer of protection from the skin to the glue. And with this product, you just want to go in with a towel and just spray that towel with the Skin Protect, and you just want to dab it all into the hairline, forehead area where you will be applying your glue. Now I'm going in with my extra big bottle of the Bold Hold Active, which I love, and I'm just going to be placing this all along her hairline. Now, I can go on record to say that this may be a bit too much glue. It did get clear in the end. There were a few white spots left, but you definitely want to use less glue than this. And to make sure you're using the least amount of glue possible, but with the best hold, you definitely want to go in and get the gliders off of thehairdiagram.com. I love to use the gliders now, obviously, because they get a nice flat even application and you don't use as much glue. And if you use the gliders, it's going to make you not need to use the rat tail comb. Obviously, they come in the shape of like a lip gloss, and you just use the lip of that tube to smooth everything out, and it's the best, and it's going to make that hold feel even way more secure. And like I said earlier, you can see a little bit of white spots, so I may have used a bit too much glue. I'm a very heavy-handed, but it still turned out great nonetheless. And now I'm just going in and I'm just laying this lace down directly into the glue. And as I always say, if you lay down this lace, you want to make sure it's either directly on top of the glue or a little bit in front of. You never want the hairline to be behind the glue. And taking that comb, we're just going to go ahead and comb that lace into the glue, making sure everything's all down and secure so we can get that melted factor. And now onto the back of this full lace wig. We have her kitchen hairs all gelled up and dried, and I'm going to be going in again with the Bold Hold Active, and I'm just going to be applying this on the back of her hair and her hairline. And like I always say, this glue is safe on hair. Now just going in and just applying that glue all over the back of the hair, and I'm just going to use my rat tail comb to smooth that out, and I'm just using that as a base to put down my tape. And I usually like to go in with my bold hole tape, however I didn't have any at this time, so I'm just using some tape strips from the beauty supply store, and I'm going to go in on top of these pieces of tape with more bold hold active. Now, just taking this full lace and we're just going to be laying everything down. Now, I don't like to rely on the glue itself to hold down the back of the wig alone, so I always go in and put a security stitch down just to make sure everything is going to be secure in the back. And I just take some needle and thread and I just sew a line straight across where the nape of the head is, closer to the bottom of the braids, just to add more security. And of course, as always, we want to go in with our scissors and cut off the excess lace. Now, this was a bit of a weird wig because the lace was kind of two-ply, like two-ply tissue, if that makes sense. It was like two sides of lace connected into one, so it was a bit thicker, and the bottom side of the lace was lying down, and then the top part was kind of sticking up, which I believe you guys can see at this point. But then I was trying to work around that, and then I ended up getting something that I liked towards the end. Now, here I am cutting the lace without my trusty eyebrow razor or razor in general. I'm just using scissors, and as you guys can see, I'm cutting at angles and going in and out so I can still get that jagged hairline, and I'll take my comb afterwards to just comb that lace down and get any extra lace with some glue to make sure everything is all secured. Now I'm taking some LA Girl Pro Concealer on the back of my hand, and I'm just testing it out here to make sure it matches. And after I find out that it does match, I'm going to go in and line her part with this concealer and also line the front of the lace. When using makeup, you want to make sure you're kind of brushing it on. You don't want to pat it on because you don't want it to be too thick and noticeable in places. So I like to brush it on kind of all over the lace and just mix it in so it looks the most natural that it can. Now onto the baby hairs. So you guys seen me spray my edge brush with Got To Be spray, and I went ahead and put some Got To Be gel on the baby hairs already and brushed them down. And now I'm just using my edge control brush to brush the edges out and then back into the hairline. I love, love, love to do baby hairs with curly hair. Now, because the wig was straight, we were going to initially straighten this wig and curl it, but we ended up just going with curly. So I'm just using some of my Nairobi foaming wrap at the roots to make sure everything is nice and flat. And then you'll see me go in with my mister, which has some of my favorite Aunt Jackie's curling cream inside and some water. And we're just going to spray all over that head and go in with our detangling brush to just brush everything out and revive those curls. And this is the final look. Thank you guys so much for watching with me today and just watching me go over this full lace and give you guys a few tips. If I didn't touch base on something that you guys would love to learn, definitely leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys want to learn. I really want you guys to be more interactive with me and let me know what you guys want to see because I'm here to teach, of course, and learn as well. So if you guys have any tips for me, definitely leave them down below. If you want to know anything, leave a comment down below. And do not forget to like. And if you aren't already, definitely subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.